Have you ever heard this phrase before? Hail, fellow, well met? It sounds pretty old-fashioned, right? Well, let's dive in and figure out what it's all about.
Hey everyone! Welcome to the Modicare channel, the place where we break down interesting topics in a really simple and clear way. So, what's the real meaning behind this old-timey greeting? It sounds like something straight out of an old English movie, doesn't it? Let's find out together. All right, first things first, we're going to break down the meaning of the idiom, hail fellow well met. This is really the key to understanding the whole concept. Okay, so here's the main idea. This idiom refers to someone who seems super friendly and familiar with everyone, but that friendliness feels a little, well, fake or just over the top. You know? Maybe you've even met someone like that. Let's look at the key traits to make this a bit clearer. So first, they appear very friendly, always greeting everyone with a huge smile. But their behavior is often excessive, maybe clapping someone on the back they just met or laughing way too loudly. And that's what makes it all seem insincere. It kind of feels like they're putting on a show. As a result, the relationships they form tend to be pretty superficial, without any real emotional depth. The best part of learning an idiom is seeing it in action. So let's take a look at how this phrase is used in a few English example sentences, and then we'll check out the Indonesian translation right after. All right, listen closely to this first example in English. He always greets everyone in a hail fellow well met style, but he rarely truly cares about them. And now, here's the translation in Indonesian. Dia selalu menyapa semua orang dengan gaya, "Hail fellow well met," tetapi sebenarnya dia jarang benar-benar peduli pada mereka. See what I mean? Friendly on the outside, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything on the inside. Let's move on to our second English example. The new manager's hail fellow well met style made some employees feel awkward because it seemed too forced. Gaya hail fellow well met yang ditunjukkan manajer baru itu membuat beberapa karyawan merasa canggung karena terlalu dipaksakan. So, the key takeaway here is that this kind of over-the-top friendliness can actually make other people feel uncomfortable. So, where would you actually come across this idiom? I mean, do people use it in everyday conversation? Let's take a look at the context. Okay, and this is where the distinction is really clear. You're much more likely to find this phrase in literature, old movies, or maybe in classic, more formal conversations. It's pretty rare for someone to use it in a casual, everyday chat these days. So think of it as good to know, but probably not something you'd use when you're ordering coffee. All right, we're getting near the end here. Let's wrap things up and summarize what we've learned today. If you only remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. Hail fellow well met is basically a label for friendliness that feels forced. It seems warm on the surface, but it feels kind of cold and insincere underneath. It's as simple as that. And to close things out, I've got a question for you. Think about it, from movies, books, maybe even real life. In your opinion, which character would you say perfectly fits this hail fellow well met description? Let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope this quick explainer was helpful and added a new phrase to your vocabulary. I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe.